So I see how piracy returns on this scale, global trade routes fall apart. And is this then the way that food sort of becomes weaponized because people need it? And if you can disrupt its transport, you can hold countries hostage.
That's one of the ways it'll happen for sure. Thing to keep in mind about agriculture, two things. First of all, in a globalized system where transport is safe, not everyone produces everything they need. They produce what they can earn the most money from. So if you're in New Zealand, for example, you have a cool temperature, warm summers, relatively warm winters, lots of moisture. You could grow wheat for yourself, but that would be a waste of land. So you grow fruit and then you export the fruit and you get an order of magnitude more income from that you then use to buy wheat and whatever else you want. That only works so long as trade is free and fair. You remove that, New Zealand will go back to growing the things they need for their own population with less for export. So fewer calories will be produced on a global basis, just as everyone kind of turtles in a little bit. Problem two, there's a supply chain for agriculture. People just seem to forget about that. You need the tractors, you need the equipment, you need the finance, you need the fertilizer, you need the pesticides, and those don't come from everywhere. So if you break down the trading system, not everyone has the ability to access what they need to grow the food in the first place. The United States, North America, is unique, and pretty much all of our pieces are in one place, with the exception of, say, the toxicity stuff for pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides. That's a China question. The Chinese produce very little of what they need. They produce their own phosphate, but that's it. They need to import all the rest of their fertilizer. They do make some of their nitrogen fertilizer, but that is from natural gas that is also imported. So you break down these supply lines and everyone kind of falls from a single globalized market into a series of regional ones, or even national, or even subnational ones. And most of them will not work nearly as efficiently as they do now. For countries like the United States, this is an issue of repositioning, of maybe growing some different things in different areas because the needs have changed and because some export markets have closed. But in huge portions of the world that are just dependent upon the end result of all of that complexity and fragility, you're looking at national oblivion.
How imminent is this sort of situation? What markers do you see today that we're
Like
coming close?
every day, there's like a new little wrinkle. So the Houthi situation is obviously one of the more recent ones that has luckily not gone that direction. When the Ukraine war started, we basically had the world's largest oil seeds producer and exporter and fifth largest wheat producer and exporter vanish from the market for a while. And for a hot minute there, it looked like we were going to lose all the fertilizer out of Russia. That would have killed 1/3 billion people over the course of 2 years just from that. But the Europeans then designed their sanctions around that fact. So we've had all of these things hit the system, but we haven't had a mortal blow yet. My concern is that we've gotten really lucky, and I'm very glad for that. And countries like, say, Canada are in the process of increasing the production of, say, potash fertilizer to compensate for the day that they know the Russian stuff goes away. At this point, the Russian stuff hasn't gone away. But we have seen explosions in their fertilizer industry that we've detected from orbit that do not look overly encouraging. So I can't tell you when. I can only tell you how. And the how is everywhere.